Irrera. I'm a member of the ECPR Executive Committee and I chair the Hedley Bull Prize jury. The prize is awarded annually for a book which makes a substantial and original contribution to theory or empirical studies in any field of international relations. It is named in honor of Hedley Bull, for celebrating his seminal contribution to the field of international relations as widely acknowledged by scholars around the world. Eligible nominations have been reviewed by a jury comprised of Carmela Lutmar and Marina Enke, representing the Standing Group of International Relations, Randall Puliek-Shank, representing the Standing Group on Critical Peace and Conflict Studies, Raphael Cohen-Almagor, representing the Standing Group on Human Rights and Transitional Justice, Avia Pasternak, representing the Standing Group on International Political Theory, and myself. This year, the jury has decided to award Rohan Mukherjee for his book, Ascending Order, Rising Power and the Politics of Status in International Relations, published by Cambridge University Press in 2022. The book analyzes the propensity of rising powers to support or contest the predominant world order based on the strengths of their status within international relations and institutions. The jury praised this book as it is a wide-ranging work offering a solid theoretical framework combined with compelling case studies. The book uncovers new ground in a learned and original way. It offers a reflection on status in international relations, but from the perspective of rising powers. The topic is appealing and addressed to a wide readership, including students of international relations courses, senior and junior scholars, as well as practitioners.
My name is Aaron Friedberg. I teach at Princeton University in the School of Public and International Affairs and the Politics Department. I've known Rohan since 2009 when he started studying at Princeton to get his master's degree. I was delighted then when he chose to stay on and get a PhD, and I've kept in close touch with him and followed his career with great interest. I thought his book, which grew out of his dissertation, was really an outstanding piece of work. And if appropriate, I thought I might just quote from my own letter of nomination, in which I tried to sum up what it was that I found so compelling about this piece of work. And I should say, by way of background, that Professor Bull's work had an enormous impact on me, particularly his book, The Anarchical Society, which I recall reading early in my academic career. And it seemed to me that Rohan's book shared many of the same features that distinguished Professor Bull's own work. It's original, insightful, informed by a deep knowledge of history. It's clearly written, sheds new light on a problem of profound theoretical interest and importance, but it does so with an eye towards deriving insights with practical implications. So this is really an excellent book. I would think so, even if I had not known the author, but knowing the author as I do, I'm even more convinced of its value. And I've been delighted to see the initial reactions to Rohan's book from scholars from a variety of different backgrounds and fields, I think all of whom have been impressed by what he's done. And as I said, in addition to its interest to political scientists, this is clearly a book that has relevance to policymakers in different countries, including my own, the United States. So I highly recommend it, and I'm delighted that it received this award.
Thank you very much. I'm really honored and delighted to receive this award. I'm very grateful to Professor Irrera and the prize jury, as well as Professor Friedberg for nominating me. It really is a tremendous honor. I read Hedley Bull when I was an undergraduate at Oxford. And as Professor Friedberg also mentioned, he deeply influenced my thinking on international relations, on great power politics, on the idea of international order and how different countries relate to that. And those who read the book will see that Professor Bull's imprint is on the book's conceptualization of order and what happens to order when there's a power transition or how things change in the distribution of power. As is actually another figure, Robert Gilpin, who wrote a great book called War and Change in World Politics and was a professor where I did my PhD at Princeton. So it really is a case that we are a product of the intellectual traditions we're exposed to in our formative years of training. And I'm all the more pleased, therefore, to win this award as a sort of tribute to the greats like Bull and Gilpin. In terms of my current work, my sort of existing projects are looking to build on the book and look at this notion. So the book sort of talks about the conditions under which rising powers may cooperate with or challenge an international order. And in new sort of work that I'm hoping to convert into more shorter pieces, journal length work, article length work for journals, looks at the question of peaceful accommodation, specifically in a historical setting, the conditions under which a great power might accommodate the status claims of a rising power, which really fits with my broader interest in sort of applied history in a way, which is what can we learn from history and how can we theorize about the way history can teach us about contemporary problems as well. And so I'm looking particularly at the Treaty of Washington between the United States and the UK or Great Britain of 1871, and kind of asking this question of why did Britain agree to many of the United States' claims as a rising power against Britain that emerged from the Civil War and many decades of contentiousness before that. So that, now that I'm based in the United Kingdom, I can access the archives here and work on that kind of question. And the second project that I'm working on is on democratic decline and alliances. So again, something that is very relevant, but I'm trying to explore that historically, looking at two cases in Asia in the 1970s, studying in particular the United States' response to the collapse of democracy in the Philippines in 1972 and in India in 1975. The one being an ally, the other being a non-ally. And for this, I just received a British Academy grant to go to the Nixon and Ford libraries, presidential libraries in the United States. So I'm really excited to start working on these shorter projects before I start thinking about the inevitable second book that people are already asking me about. So thank you very much.
Let me congratulate the winner once again for his big achievement. The jury has been impressed by all the amazing submissions received, and has also decided to give an honorable mention to Adam Lerner for his book From the Ashes of History, Collective Trauma and the Making of International Politics, published by Oxford University Press in 2022. At this point, I'm grateful to all participants to this exciting competition and to the members of the jury for their efforts and dedication, and to the ECPR staff for their usually great support. I look forward to the 2024 competition and to reading more remarkable books. Thank you.